you don't know it all. If you ever think you know it all, you're kidding yourself. You've got to have help from everybody, from every aspect. It takes a lot of things to make it go smoothly.
Well, Mike, thanks for your time here today, by the way, and sharing your story with us here and what we call leaving a legacy. And you're first generation. We talk about leaving a legacy. You're leaving a legacy for the first time for the McMillan family, your sons. Mm-hmm. What was some of the difficulties in even getting started in 2006?
Well, I just had a high school education, for one. So the business part of it I wasn't really familiar with, and I had to kind of teach myself a lot of things or ask questions of other people to get know that I was doing it right or correct, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But I've tried other things and they didn't work. This is more satisfying to me than I guess anything.
Even on those weekends when you were saying some of the neighbors or people that are not farmers are out in whether in the lake or in the golf course, and you're doing some work that has to get done.
Yep. Well, you got to cut corners everywhere if you're going to make it, and you got to do a lot of the work yourselves. A lot of times when the wife goes to the river or whatever, I stay here to finish up the spraying or whatever I need to do to get it done.
You're already leaving that legacy. You shared with me that your older son, is wanting to farm, and you're helping him, and that's a big thing for him that you're doing is equipment.
Right. Letting him use the equipment, and he's buying some himself too, but I know how hard it was to get started. So, anything I can do to help him, have less trouble than I did, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. I guess under the large umbrella of, people that have helped you along the way, and looking back, boy, how important they've been. We call them the mentor trail, if you will. Talk about those people.
Well, it started with my dad when he was, I rode tractors with him. I'd fall asleep in the tractor, and I'd be in there all day long. It just how I did. But then when I got to driving it myself, and I'd watch him and the other guys, and we worked a lot together, and I learned a lot from him when I was little. From there, I went to digging potatoes for George Hobbs, and he taught me the ethics of hard work and what all it took to do the job. But then Terry, is who I got the ground from here, he taught me a lot about the business part of it. Not so much the farming part of it. I pretty much had that down before I come, but he kept me wanting to learn more, I guess you could say. And when I did learn more, then it seemed like I'd go move on to something else, learn about this, learn about that. But then before I knew it, it's you don't know everything, but you learn a lot, enough to keep yourself afloat.
So it sounds like there's pieces from every one of those people you mentioned, and probably some you haven't mentioned that have been part of your life, maybe a short time, but you kind of glean from each one.
Yes. Each one of them taught me something different. I can look back on things and say, well, this guy did this and this guy did this, and it really helped me kind of form the way I wanted my farm to be, or how I wanted it to go. Once I realized that it was possible, I had nothing to lose, and that was that's what my wife told me one day. Said we had nothing to lose, just go for it. And so that's when it all started. And I hope the boys can learn from what I went through and what I've told them, and they won't make some of the mistakes that I made.